Tritones, the diminished fifth, the devil's note. Hello there, fellow guitar fiends, and today we're going to be exploring the tritone, a much-loved interval that is found all throughout the realm of music wherever darkness can be found, and it carries with it an ominous and dangerous weight. A sound so inherently evil that it was banned by the Catholic Church. I don't think that's true. I don't think that really happened. A diabolic diatonic. I mean, it's dark and dissonant and all, but it's not really that evil. I like my myths and rumors. They're metal. That it is. But there are examples of it being used in the music of the time. It's not as much fun if it's allowed. This deliciously diabolical little bit of music theory has a whole host of mystique and brilliant user-song guitar that we will sinfully dive into. Now that we have paid homage to the myth, let us start with the dreaded technicalities. What is a tritone? Simply put, a tritone is an interval between notes that spans 3 tones. Tritone. For instance, from A to E flat. Or from D to G sharp. It's even better in drop D. That's 6 frets, people. Now we only need 2 more to complete the ritual. You may also hear it referred to as the flat fifth, or the diminished fifth, or even the augmented fourth. This is more specifically in reference to its relationship within a scale, a flat fifth being the tritone of the root note. So take E minor. And you take the 5th note in that scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which is the B, and then you flatten that. Yes, to that A sharp. Or even take D major. 5th note in the scale. Flatten that boy right out. Major or minor, doesn't matter. That tritone is coming for the benefit of evil. Most of the scales that you and I are used to don't really ever use the tritone of the root note because it has a very unfamiliar and dissonant kind of tone. But there is always the blues scale. Take a pentatonic scale and add a flat fifth, boom, blues scale. B pentatonic. Add the tritone. Straight away, there's character. When this tritone is used as part of a run, or when it's used to bend up to, it has a immediately colourful and swaggeringly nuanced kind of feel, especially if you're stuck within a pentatonic scale. But if you land on a flat fifth with the intention of staying there, brace thyself for dissonance. Tritones within chords I find particularly interesting, especially as a guitarist, because as we all know, as guitarists, especially as rock and metal guitarists, we tend to be bogged down in the land of power chords, where everything is a first, a fifth, and then an octave, which is useful, fun, and goes well with distortion and high gain, but it's tonally very shallow, and chords with tritones within them will immediately add a certain depth and character and care to the chords you're using, especially when songwriting. This doesn't only mean tritones in relation to the root note, but it also means tritones in relation to the different notes within that chord. I can cheers to that dissonance. A tritone, particularly in relevance to the root note, can be used in a really interesting jazz-like way for a very twisted emphasis, or to highlight a new chord that you've shifted to. Not to deviate from the devilish design that we have going on in this episode, but think about the Pink Panther. Da-dun, 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 da tritone. I can't sing. That's why I have a guitar channel.
Devil's Note, the devil in music, in Pink Panther. I need to rethink things.
But I think many of you will agree that its usage in a big old-fashioned rock or metal riff is where it is particularly tasty. The big ones that come to mind when we're talking about this are, of course, Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath, but also really hectic and dissonant and intense riffs like that from Metallica's Master of Puppets. You'll also find it very heavily used in a lot of American metal, things like Lamb of God or Pantera, two fantastic bands. And I definitely think that this comes straight as a line through the blues influence. That use of the flat fifth, the tritone, is coming straight from a history of American blues. Whereas with European metal, you tend to see it being harmonic minor or Phrygian dominant, which is definitely an influence from Eastern music and classical music. As you very well should have heard by now, this interval has a very dissonant and odd feeling, particularly if you don't listen to a lot of metal or if you don't listen to a lot of blues. Now, with that dissonance comes a big distance that many musicians have put between themselves and that note. But, I cannot stress enough how interesting and expressive the usage of this note is when applied properly. It holds tension, it creates suspense, and it also just has a good old-fashioned heavy dose of sexy to it. A dark, swaggering feel when used properly. Well everyone, I hope this has sent you off on a journey to find out how exactly you can benefit from the tritone, how you can further delve deeper into the devil's note, and what you can draw from it and what you can give to people with it. If you want to explore this angle further, I highly suggest you go and watch Adam Neely's video on the subject. It's very good.
I'm here to tell you that if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notifications, and come back next time.
Brandon Valentine here. Thank you for joining everyone. I'll see you next time.